What's up team, and welcome to the November edition of the Squishy Times. My name is Squishy Joshi and we got a bunch of news to get through today. This is probably the last time that I'm going to be in this space, so that's crazy to think about. But it is what it is, and I'm excited for you guys to see what the new setup will look like. But before we get into today's video, did you guys know that like 80% of you are not subscribed yet? If you want to be up to date with all of the latest fun and graphic design videos, please hit that subscribe button and ring the little bell. Anyways, let's get into it. So just this month, a lot has been going on. Earlier, we posted a couple of Adobe Max reaction videos, and if you haven't checked them out yet, please do, because there's some really crazy stuff coming to Adobe products. Of course, as they continue to develop their software, AI is becoming the forefront in just about everything that they are doing. So kicking off with some Squishyverse news, I just want to remind you guys that there are a couple of events happening within the Squishyverse. I've cancelled the Cringe GIF event because unfortunately it just wasn't getting enough reception, but the Meme React 3 event is still going strong. And coming up next month, we're going to be having the Squishyverse Christmas party. So if you'd like to hang out like the good old times, head on over to our Discord server. The link to the server is on the screen and in the description below. Once I get a little bit of free time, I'm going to start trying to commit to a drawing series, which I'm currently labeling with the working title Sustenance. I've created one example already of the direction I'd like to go with it. I'm hoping to do it daily, but we'll see how we go with time. But the important thing about doing this project is to be able to use the design software a bit more and just stay fresh on it, you know? So since I'm not working a design job, it's important for me to be drawing, to be designing, staying creative, because that's what this channel is all about. Now, last month, one of our Discord mods, Sagar, was celebrating his Bucks party, and I was invited along with Lawrence and our friend Michael, and we had a good couple of days off just chilling and having some fun. We went to Fortress, had some drinks, and just had a great time hanging out, because we don't get to do that very often, and we've been friends since college and even high school. So that was fun. Here are some clips from that if you're interested in seeing that. Otherwise you can just skip to the next timestamp.
You get the white one, Josh pick one.
Oh, there's multiple. Okay.
Yeah, we got more sashes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Did they all say something different?
Yeah.
Like, how many did you want? Oh, what is this?
What fragrance is this perfume?
Oh, what? Hey, Sagar. My one says bad influence. I thought it said influencer. Sagar's got bride to be.
Wow.
And we've got these Owen Wilson shirts. How do you have a QR code in italics?
Boys, tonight we've got a message from
Mr. Worldwide.
He's got a beautiful message for the boys tonight.
Ready for it? Well, here's a good one for you. I just learned the other day. Ready? Yes, sir. Life is not a waste of time, and time is not a waste of life. So let's stop wasting time, get wasted, and have the time of our lives.
Yeah, boy! What?
The other really cool thing that I got to do earlier this month was I got to see Porter Robinson live, which is the second time I got to see him live. And let me just tell you, that was an exceptional show. I really loved it. In terms of the set list and stuff, I don't think it beats the first show that I saw, but in terms of everything else, it was just amazing. There was a whole issue with the first time I went and saw him when it came to the venue and stuff. I'll talk about that in another video, because I'm going to be making a video where I talk about every single concert that I went to in my entire life. I've had to have some like big brain moments just to remember details of like some of the earliest concerts that I've been to, but I hope that once I get that video out, it will be very informative and maybe convince you to check out some of these cool bands that I go and support live. That's basically it for the Squishyverse news. Unfortunately, not much has been happening. Everyone seems a bit busy, and of course we're just trying to figure out our move and getting to a new location and stuff. So there hasn't been much time to make content and update you guys on things, but hopefully once we move, it will be all good to go. Moving on, we've got some Awkward Convos news. So my music project Awkward Convos has a couple of releases coming up. We've got the variant edition for Floxinosi Nihili Pilification, the Darkest Timeline, and that's going to have a bunch of remixes and alternate versions of the tracks from Flossie. Unfortunately though, I was aiming to get it out this month, but it might have to come out in December, and so that's just a heads up for you guys. But there's another track that we're getting out in December, and that is a song called Bestie. Now some of you guys may have heard it already, like the demo version of it, so to speak, but the official version of Bestie will be out just before Christmas on the 22nd of December. So lock that one in your diaries, because that's a very fun song. It's one of my funnest songs. And I'm hoping to get a music video out with it as well. Now, I just want to quickly talk about something that's happened recently. There's a whole bunch of news on Spotify and streaming in general. There's a lot of changes to the whole rules of royalties and stuff, and I encourage you guys to go check out exactly what has changed. Google the information, because basically Spotify is ripping us off even more. So beginner musicians were making pretty much nothing in the first place, and now Spotify is going to be taking even more of those potential royalties away. And so with that in mind, I don't know if you guys streaming my stuff on Spotify is going to help me grow my career at this point in time, because I really am pushing for music to be my career. But unless I'm getting a certain amount of streams on Spotify, it's pointless basically. So I'm going to be thinking of alternative ways for you guys to be able to stream my music and be able to support me as a upcoming artist. Potentially I'm just going to have to resort to releasing everything on Bandcamp. Who knows, but we'll see when we get there. But yeah, in the meantime, Spotify, I don't know, it's not it right now. Now, to wrap up this news video, there's a couple of other news we can talk about. Loki Season 2 finished a couple weeks ago. That was an amazing series, and I highly encourage you guys to check it out if you haven't already. The Marvels movie has dropped, and it's been getting a lot of mixed reviews. For the most part, though, I feel like people are just expressing their hate towards the actress Brie Larson, and I haven't seen the movie just yet, and I'm a huge Marvel fan, right? You guys know this. I'm a huge Marvel fan. I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm planning to see it at some point, but some reviewers have said that it's, better than a couple of the other movies in Phase 4. So the fact that it's got all these negative reviews is more on the fans than it is about the movie, because if someone is rating it higher than Black Panther 2 and Thor Love and Thunder, even though the bar is really low for those movies according to most of you guys, that's still something, right? That's still something. If the Marvels was a more entertaining movie than those two, then if you guys like the Marvels better than Ant-Man Quantumania, it did okay then. It did better comparatively to everything else in Phase 4. Anyways, I'm going to have to form my own opinion when I see it. I don't know when I'm going to see it, but hopefully soon. But until then, I'm not going to be listening to what people are saying online, because really it's just people hating the fact that there's 3 lead females, or they just hate Brie Larson. I don't have an issue. I've been getting into the series The Boys recently, which has been just so interesting. Like, I've never seen any show quite like The Boys. As a Marvel fan going into it, it's just like, okay, this is great. I love it. I kind of binged the first 3 seasons really quickly, and they're long episodes. They're very long episodes, and I'm getting into Gen V, but that's besides the point. It's a great series. You guys should check it out. Just a warning though, it is for mature audiences. It's rated R. So yeah. The other day I also watched the absolute final episode of Attack on Titan, and you guys, listen, for someone who has written an album about this like time loop, you guys, floss and Aussie nihilipilification, watching that last episode of Attack on Titan is just so relatable. The amount of content right now that's all about things like time travel and looping, and you got the new Doctor Who coming out and stuff like that. Even like my collars right now are green, and they reflect time in Doctor Strange and the Time Stone in Infinity War. All that kind of stuff really makes you think, right? It makes you think. So yeah, it was good to sort of wrap up the culmination of watching the multiple different seasons of Attack on Titan and finally reach the end point and be like, oh, I kind of get that, because my album is also a time loop. And it's not to say that Attack on Titan is exactly a time loop. It's more so time existing all at the same time. And that's a mind-blowing concept right there. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of time travel stuff happening recently. Like even in Loki, a lot of time slipping and traveling, and Ouroboros, OB, the time loop stuff. Very coincidental, but good stuff nonetheless. So be sure to check out the Attack on Titan final. Some other cool things that have been released: the Donalds Crocs. And I never thought I'd say this. I used to hate Crocs. I still kind of do. But the McDonald's ones are starting to change my mind just a little bit. Check them out here. This is what they look like. I think the red one looks the best because it's got like the fries gibbets and whatnot. And then the purple one is cool because it's a different design. It's not like the typical Croc. Very interesting stuff. If you like Crocs, definitely go check those out. And finally, there has been a couple of new songs that have been dropping. So many artists returning and so many cool new stuff that I'm discovering. Coldplay are going to be releasing a new song called Moon Song. I think that's what it's called. And they currently have this event going on where you can record yourself going in like C or something. And then they're going to take that audio and use it in the song. So if you want to be a part of the next Coldplay song, you might want to check that out. And of course, the Beatles did a really awesome thing with AI recently. They recreated this demo track and modernized it and called it Now and Then, and I love it. It's got a bit of a Pink Floyd vibe to it too, a bit of electric light orchestra. I really like the mix of different feels from the song, so be sure to check that out. A couple of other songs that are on my radar, currently in my top 10. Everything are back with a new song called The Mad Stone. Foo Fighters and Her have released a collab single called The Glass, where Her made her own version and Foo Fighters did their version. They're two different versions. One's harder, obviously, because Foo Fighters, and then the other one's a bit more chill guitar stuff. I highly recommend you check that out as well. And there's a somewhat up-and-coming band called Lawrence that you guys should check out, especially their new song 23. On YouTube, they've got an acoustic-ish version of it, which is just amazing. You got to hear the vocal work on that, and of course, just the musicianship between everyone is just amazing. I also encourage you guys to check out an Aussie band called the Southern River Band. They've got a new song called Stan Quaylen, and it's got some really cool, just pub rocky vibes to it, which I really enjoy. Anyways, that's going to be it for this month's news video. I hope you guys have got something out of this video, and of course, if you did, make sure to leave a comment down below, give this video a like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and if you knew everything I already mentioned in this video, awesome, props to you. Feel free to just leave like a thumbs up emoji down in the comments, because engagement helps this video get out to those who may want to see it. Anyways, in terms of streams, I'm hoping to get back into them next month when we move out, hopefully, and yeah, so until then, bye for now.